We welcome everybody to San Francisco for Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Here we go.
You stuck frozen while I stay in motion. I'ma pass you up while you stop and smell the roses.
Nothing easy in there for Doncic. You can't defend it any better than that.
It absolutely is not right what Stephen Curry is doing here in Game 1.
And the Golden State Warriors have taken a one-game-to-none lead in the Western Conference Finals.
The Warriors win Game 1 in a rout over the Mavs. Dallas missed 37 threes in this game, tied for the second most in any playoff game ever. Luka hounded all over the floor by Andrew Wiggins. Doncic 6 of 18 shooting for 20 points. Wiggins had 19, so basically a push. Warriors going to win every time if that happens. Here's Dave McMenamin with more.
It was only a few days ago that the legend of Luka Doncic was growing to mythical measures when his dominant Game 7 performance lifted the Dallas Mavericks over the top-seeded Phoenix Suns. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals Wednesday was a dose of humility for Doncic. Andrew Wiggins and the Golden State Warriors locked him up.
What an awful night for Luka Doncic. First time he's had more turnovers than field goals in a playoff game.
I mean, yeah, they were doing a great job on me. And as a leader, you know, I gotta be better for the whole group.
Well, he's only 23, and we don't really talk about his age, but he understands what they're trying to do, and he'll be better.
Doncic on the drive, tried to pass it out, tipped away. Here's Poole, 3-on-1, right side Porter, layup good.
One game, we did an excellent job defensively, but we're under no illusion that we've figured anything out.
For all the talk of Luka amassing more points than Devin Booker, more rebounds than DeAndre Ayton, and more assists than Chris Paul in the second round, on Wednesday he had fewer made field goals than Jordan Poole, fewer rebounds than Stephen Curry, and the same amount of assists as Warriors big man Kevon Looney. He shot just 6 for 18 with 7 turnovers in Game 1.
Here's Doncic, stripped of the ball, looked for contact, none given. Draymond on his horse, feeds Klay Thompson.
To make him work. You know, that was the main thing. 94 feet, to make him work, you know, pick him up, make everything tough for him. He's a good player, you know, great player, but just stay on him, make it tough.
Wiggins got in Doncic's face on defense literally in the first quarter when he swiped for the ball and ended up scratching Luka across the cheek. When asked about the mark, Luka said, quote, "It's good, makes me look tough. That toughness will come in handy in Game 2. In San Francisco, I'm Dave McMenamin, ESPN.
All right, to break this down, we bring in our basketball analyst, Monica McNutt. So, Monica, the Warriors threw this variety of looks at Luka, but all those looks aren't really effective if you don't have a good wing defender with some length, and Andrew Wiggins has become that guy. So now it's a chess game. What do Luka and Jason Kidd do to counter what they saw last night?
Good morning, D. Lloyd. Well, first, of course, Luka is going to stop and watch the tapes. He's going to evaluate the way that the Warriors are playing with him. It's not often that he goes 6 of 18 from the field, and so he will probably hit some of those difficult shots when this series gets back to action. But also, it's going to be so imperative that his supporting cast knock down shots, because last night we saw them struggling to do that, and that allows Wiggins and any additional help defenders to sit patiently and wait to keep Luka out of the paint, as opposed to having to acknowledge the ability of the Mavs to hit three-point shots, which helps create space for Luka to operate.
And no panic in Dallas. They lost Game 1s in their first 2 series and, of course, managed to survive those. So they're on to Game 2 tomorrow night against the Warriors.
The Mavs are moving on while the Suns are setting in Phoenix. And let's take a listen to their stars post-game after kind of pretty much being rolled over. But we're going to start with Monty.
I told Jason, you guys got us. You know, you kicked our butts. That's life. You know what I mean? But we'll be better for it, because I think last year we didn't sneak up on anybody, but this year we came in with a lot of expectations. And, you know, I applaud the maturity of our group to deal with that all season long. Just had an awful night tonight.
You know, you can have those nights during the regular seasons, and you have them here and there where the shot can't fall and they're hitting every shot. And, you know, I think it just happened to be, you know, the wrong timing on it in the Game 7.
I think we just came out and didn't have enough. You know what I mean? I think Mont said, you know, that's on him, but I think that's on me. You know, as the point guard, the leader of the team, you know what I mean, to come out, make sure we getting the right shots and all that. But that is what it is.
Now, CP3 wasn't the same after turning 37 on the day of Game 3, going for 9 points and nearly 6 assists per game as the Suns dropped 4 of 5 after starting the postseason, averaging nearly 23 and 10. Paul took half as many shots and turned the ball over twice as much in the last 5 games as well. Now, Momo, we're going to talk a lot about blame and this and that. How much of this do you think falls on Chris's shoulders?
You know, a lot falls on his shoulders just because he's Chris Paul, because of how important he is to that team and as a leader. But when I'm watching this series, it was clear what Dallas did. Is they just threw length and size on Chris Paul, and the Suns never adjusted. And when he's trying to get the ball to DeAndre Ayton, when he's trying to spread the ball around, he just can't get to where he needs to get to. And some of that, I think, is on Monty Williams. Like, I understand, like, this is the coaching situation, too. Yeah. But when Reggie Bullock, plus 44. Dorian Finney-Smith, plus 37. Those are I mean, they didn't do much offensively, 5 points each, but the defense they played on Devin Booker and Chris Paul in the second half of this series was tremendous, and Phoenix never had an answer. And we're going to talk about DeAndre Ayton a little bit later, but it was clear they were just daring the Suns to start going inside to DeAndre Ayton, and they never could get him the ball.
Chris Paul is obviously going to take a lot of the blame. As Ramona said, and as Chris knows, he didn't play well from games 3 to 7. He played terrible, and he'll tell you that. But what I want to touch on real quick, RJ, is the disrespect I saw from Pat Beverly earlier today. You know, as reporters, you know, as part of the media, we have a job to be critical, but I think there's a thin line between being critical and disrespecting. And I feel like what Pat Beverly did today to Chris Paul was completely disrespectful and out of the line. And Pat Beverly's talking like he's that guy. You're not that guy. Plain and simple. Chris Paul played terrible this year, and his numbers are still better than your career numbers have ever been. So I just think you have to understand, Chris is a 12-time All-Star. He played terrible. First time, all defense 9 times, 7 times first team all defense. He'll be a Hall of Famer. Pat Bev and I were similar type role players. They don't talk about us when we go. They're going to talk about CP3 when he's done. And I just think the disrespect.
Thanks for having me, man. Good to see you all.
It's so good to see you. You took to Twitter last night explaining why you and your teammates had such fun celebrating that win. We loved it here in our studio. Obviously, the internet, including some other stars, had a little bit of fun with it. What was your reaction to the reaction?
I mean, obviously, you know, playing your, you know, you wouldn't even say X team, but like, you know, a team where you put blood, sweat, and tears into, you know, so I didn't want to kind of make it about them, but, you know, it kind of was. But I'm just fortunate, man. We came together as a team. Our young guys showed up, man. We have a hell of a coach, man. He put us in a position to be successful all season, and you know, we really locked up, man. We sat down and we defended last night, and fortunately get a win.
Richard Jefferson here. First of all, let me say, yes, you look outstanding. I wish I had a couple buttons open, just flowing, you know. But this is what I want to know: why the emotion? Everybody knows the excitement. Everybody knows the fun and the energy. But can you explain to people why the emotion?
I wouldn't say emotion. I'd say passion. Okay. Right. And I know you three for sure. You guys understand. You give a, you know, it's so much more than a business than what it really is. And you all understand that when you give your heart and soul to a team, and you know you took a team to a place that they've never been, the Western Conference Finals, and you know, and it's not anything to rain on the Clippers or anything. It's all about the Minnesota Timberwolves, but it just feels good. You know, it just feels good, man. It really does.
I know you said last night, Pat, that you've been thinking a lot about the symmetry between your celebration and Kevin Garnett's in 2004. At what point did you know? Was it as the shot clock was ticking down, as you knew that you were going to win the game, that was your move, that you were jumping on the scorer's table and your jersey was heading into the stands?
Yeah, night before. night before. That's night before. You know, just had to get to where we needed to get to, you know?
And do you know who got the jersey? It just went out into the ether. It's gone.
That thing went up there.
Yeah, and you know, and people like, you know, I know some people, you know, they speak about class and everything, but I mean, these are the same people 2 years ago when, you know, everybody was throwing up the fist, you know, for George Floyd.
Yeah.
You know, so like to bring some love, you know, to the city, to the state, a state and a city that's been hurting for a couple years, you know, pandemic, you know, like, nah, we deserve this moment. We deserve it.
You deserve this moment. You deserve to earn it in that robe. I want to bring in someone who knows a little bit about KG. Perk, I know you have a question.
Hey, Pat Bev, if you go show up on ESPN, bro, that's how you show up,
Yes.
right? Straight up. That's how
out.
you swag it out.
Yeah.
I ain't lying, bro. That's how you show up.
Yeah.
But look, I can't pull it off. But listen, I want to say this. I don't even care about the celebration. I actually embraced it. I actually enjoy it, watching y'all enjoy y'all moment. I want to talk about y'all brotherhood because obviously if y'all had a celebration like that, it's a brotherhood that's been formed inside that locker room. And you as the veteran, as the brother, I want to know what's your approach, what's your mentality for us leading these young guys that seem to look up to you?
I've never been around a group of young guys like this in my life, in my whole career. An organization and a coaching staff that allows me to be me. And you guys know this too. You know, y'all been around me, y'all played against me. Like, it's hard for an organization to embrace a player like me. But like, once you do it, you know, the method is unorthodox, but it works. I mean, these guys, I'm talking about, they absorb everything. Pat, what you got for us? Pat, what you got for us? Like, Pat, you know, tell us some playoff stories, some Kawhi stories, you know? So like, we meet up every time we land together. We meet up, we watch film together every day. And it's not forced, it's all supernatural. We play dressing contests, man. They keep me young. So, man, I'm vibing out with them.
You're not that old, bro.
Nah,
Let's start
I
there.
don't do it like
You still
that.
young, boy. Hey, man, you got to show the plate real fast, first of all. Show the plate. Show the plate.
Hey, look. So, you know I'm kind of, so the plate is to keep the phone from falling.
Oh, okay. The plate, okay. Respect.
You know, I got to keep it 100 with you. I got to keep it a buck with you.
Respect.
I got to keep it a buck with you.
So here's my question. I want to look forward. Let's move forward a little bit. What does the Patrick Beverley effect look like in this series against the Grizzlies?
Oh, man, I mean, we playing one of the best teams in the NBA. Young team, have a lot of confidence, well coached. I think underrated coach. I mean, he's a great coach. He knows his X's and O's. I mean, it's gonna be a battle. Memphis is gonna be rocking, but we ain't ducking no smoke. We ready.
What will your effect like? You know, what do you plan to bring to this series? I know, like you're gonna prepare the young guys of what the playoffs is really about. Like that was just a sample size in the play-in, but now you're playing against a very good team. Like, what will you bring to the table and lead by example for these young guys?
Nah, just I'm gonna let my game speak for itself. I'm gonna be Pat.
Yep.
I'm gonna be Pat. It's a 7-game series. I've been in the playoffs before. I understand how it goes. You can lose by 21st game. You can win by 20 the second game. So just kind of staying even keeled, doing what we need to do, and we'll be successful.
You've had a front row seat, Pat, to the ascent of your young teammate, Anthony Edwards. You've been around this league for a while. What's his ceiling in this league?
I told y'all before, man, I got criticized for saying that also, man. I mean, he's up there. He can be up there with some of the best of them.